So it's been a while since Hollow Knight Silksong came out, and so far I have enjoyed the game, and even completely I beat all the bosses in Act 1. So I thought it would be fun to rank them all from worst to best. Before we start, I need to put some ground rules first. If the boss has a name on it, then it counts. So the Scared boss and the Crankler does not count, as they're not counted as fights. So we have around 12 bosses to rank. So this will be interesting. Also, this is strictly my opinion. So if you please tell me if you agree or not. Finally, this will contain spoilers for the early sections of the game. So if you haven't beaten, I'm going to stop watching and go back and watch it. For that all of the way, let's start the video. The fight against the Savage Beast Boy is annoying as heck. He'll do a charge attack from left to right and vice versa, and will do a slam attack where he flies up on the arena and does a slimier position. Both attacks are easy to avoid. It's not the reason that I call it annoying. The main reason is because he summons enemies to fight, doing him to deal damage to the boss himself as well, making this fight more difficult than it's supposed to be. Combine that with small region, a tanky boss that deals damage and make the fight the worst. You also have to fight the fight in side quest, but that's basically the same fight with a different arena. That's it really. Overall, it's a very annoying boss if I say so myself. The fight against the mouse matter is very simple, which makes sense since this is the first boss. The boss has 3 attacks. She'll remedy you with her stinger, she'll hit the roof, making rocks fall over for you, and she'll summon minions to kill you, which can be easily killed. All can be avoided for expert, but for beginners you kind of need this type of boss as a training wheel, and this boss does it perfectly. You also fight the boss again and watch the Ilya. It is basically the same fight, but this time there are 2 instead of 1. That's it really. The fight is okay. To be honest, all I did was stay in one wall while hitting the boss and the minions while healing really easy if I say so myself. There's nothing to say about this boss. Let's go on with the next list. The Skull Tire is an optional boss that is fought by doing the Terrible Tire questline, and to be honest, it's kind of meh. His attack is generic. He has 3 attacks: a charge attack, a jump attack, and an attack where he summons 3 balls against you. That's really it. This fight it barely does anything with the enemies in the game, or even the first boss of the game. Heck, this fight's not even memorable. There is no reason to fight him except for the Hunter Journal and the questline. That's it. Also fight him in ambush later upon bottom. It's basically the same fight, but the different location. To be honest, this rematch fight is easier than the first one. I basically beat it, lost it once compared to the first one where I lost multiple times. There's nothing to say here. Let's go to the next list. Fight against the Bell Beast was going to be very high in this list, but I realized that this fight is not good compared to the later boss in the list. The boss powers down and does 3 attacks. An attack which he basically charges over you and you have to dodge by jumping over her, and there's a poker attack, an attack which he jumps over one side of the ring to another, and an attack which he basically summons 2 bells when you have to dodge over by jumping over. However, after enough hits, she will actually roll in the middle of the arena and summons bells to fall over you and you have to dodge. After enough hits, you beat the boss. This fight is very simple, which makes sense as this is the second boss of the game. I do like the fact that this boss is the first boss to deal double damage, which makes sense as tells the player that his boss in the game will do double damage. This is something good. And I also love the fact that this boss basically the fast travel for you and becomes a new pet. But that's fine to get the positive. Overall, this is a pretty decent boss fight. Let's go on to the next list. The number 8 spot goes to Mooring, and I gotta say, it was way higher than I thought it would be. It was going to be original number 11 on this list until I realized I'm putting this server to this spot, as this boss has more attacks than the other bosses under this list. Mostly because of his attack. He has 3 attacks: an attack where he dives at you, an attack where he slashes his leg and you have to dodge, an attack where he summons 3 blades that move on the floor. They have to up the down. Later on in the fight, he will do a small cutter attack, but this time around his body in a clockwise instead of on his side. After a few hits and a continuous hard battle, you finally destroy this fly and free this kingdom. Here's a fun fact I learned after beating this boss. You can actually skip this boss if you actually did the free food quest. It's actually a fun little detail you learn about this game. At the number 7 spot goes to the Great Conefly. And oh boy, I need to explain about this one. This one has to attack less than Morwing. All they do is actually drill around the arena and come out either top, bottom, left, or right, and occasionally shoot pellets that can actually be reflected by your own attack. So why did I pick this fight of Morwing, you may ask? Mostly because I like the fact that you fight two bosses instead of one and attacks in battle, where you have to actually dodge the attacks, and the some attacks are actually dodged as well, even though they're actually easy. Not to mention, I love the ending of the fight, where it makes you believe you can have a second fate, but also in reality to make the boss escape or starting on the boss later in the fight. Though, granted, it was actually an amazing thing they did. There's not much thing to say that I didn't already say. Let's go to the next list, shall we? At the number 6 spot goes to the Sister Splinter, and my god, this fight, it got surprised me for being this high. But the more I think about this fight, the more I realize how fun this fight really is. Firstly, her design is amazing. She looks like a mix of an old tree with a dead oak tree stump, which fits the boss being in Selwood, a dead forest-like area. Also, her voice fits the idea as well, as sounding like a witch that lives in the forest. Secondly, her attack is kind of fun as well. She have an attack where she slams her arm on the floor and left to right 3 times, making you have to dodge the attack left to right to avoid it. She also summons vines to block your way, and you have to destroy by either slashing your nail or using silksong. And she will summon minions that you have to kill by slashing under it or letting the boss kill it for you. The way to beat the boss is to attack it on the buff instead of it being the open, making it different from the other bosses you've faced so far. It makes Sid one of the 2 bosses who have this unique trait. So as you can see, this fight is a fun one. Yet it's also easy as well. You have to brace yourself because we're good on the top 5 right now. At number 5 spot, we have the fight against the rival in this game, Late. And this fight is a great fight, to be honest. It's basically the silksong version of the Hornet fight in the first game, and it's shown in this fight. She does an attack where she moves while swiping her nail above her 2 times before throwing her nail back. Like Hornet, she also has a lunge attack that need to be avoided by jumping over. There's a parry attack that you need to avoid by force, or she'll actually gonna kill you with it. She has a jump attack where she basically jumps all over the arena and you have to actually under it. And later on the fight, you have an attack that has a big circle that you need to avoid, or she'll summon taking a big circle with short slashes that will deal double damage on contact. Hit her a few times, you will be able to finally be your first ever rival battle. At the number 4 spot, we have the 4th course, and come on, this is a enormous ant-like robot. How is this not enough for ya? Okay, let's start with the freaking build of this fight, which is amazing. When you first enter the damn room, you see a big enormous robot decommissioned in a big stone arena, which also alone tells you how amazing this fight is. It makes you question what is the point of this fight and when you actually fight it. But when you actually get the Drifter Cloak, you actually go back to the arena, you actually unlock this damn fight in the most amazing cutscene ever. He has 3 varieties of attack. An attack where he slams his arm in a telegraph pattern where you basically have to dodge. An attack where he basically slams the floor that breaks the damn arena on under you and you have to jump over. And an attack where he basically slams above the roof and something rocks to over you. You have to avoid. You have to defeat it. It's basically the same way how you defeat the Splinter fight. All you do is attack upward on the head. You have to attack. But since this is actually the first boss, you have to attack the above. It makes it so epic. Do enough damage and guidance will appear over each side in the stage. There are 2 ways to beat this fight. Firstly, you can use the geyser to poke or attack on its head multiple times to deal damage, which I did in my very first try. However, what I learned afterward is that you can actually hurt the boss by using the geysers to hit 2 rocks in the head to insta-kill it finally. What makes this fight amazing is the fact that you're fighting a big ginormous bug mag and in a big ginormous stage. This is an amazing boss battle that was even in a damn trailer. The only reason it's not number 1 is the fact there are actually 2 bosses better than this. So without further ado, let's get on with the list. The fight against the Widow is a massive step up from the other fights in this game. To start, the build-up is amazing. From entering Belhard, you find something very disturbing. A group of bugs being tied up from the ceiling in a disturbing zombified way, making you question who is the perpetrator behind all of this art throughout when you play the levels. Even until after you actually beat the Sister Splinter boss and get clean grip to actually exit the bell tunnels to actually the main area till you actually find the main perpetrator behind all of this, that's being Widow. This is where the fight truly begins. Firstly, the boss fight has 4 attacks with a disposal. Firstly, she has the bell drop attack, where she drops the bell above the arena either straight or horizontal way that's telegraphed by the string that you need to dodge. She does an attack where she does a dive at you, then slides towards you that you need to jump over. An attack where she'll move through the arena, making bell walls appear right behind her and you need to flow over it. And later on in the fight, she'll summon a wall of bells that need to move away from the boss. So that way, and we can be careful on how you actually fight this boss. After enough hits, you're finally able to beat this boss. Or that's what you actually think. That's right, this boss pulls off a fake out and tries to actually fight you in a second phase boss battle. It's basically the same fight, but this time it's gonna be a more hectic and the fight pattern becomes way faster in the attack. Mark my word, you're gonna die in this phase multiple times, but see the surprise of it. But if you learn what you're doing, calm down, and you actually fight the fight normal and use the same attacks and concentration, you will beat this fight and unlock one of the best endings ever in this boss battle. As Hornet plunges her needle to the Widow and absorbs the crap out of her, thus freeing all the bugs in Belhard and the Kurd, and giving us more hint to Hornet's life and the Weaver's role in the story. The fight against the last dodge is basically the final boss of Act 1, and it shows. This fight is amazing. Her story is amazing, being some kind of judge to the pilgrim to see if they are worthy to go there. That also goes with the music as well, as its slow beats and amber theme gives you feel being judged in the court. That's not even talking about the fight itself. The fight has 2 phases. In the first phase, she has 3 attacks. She'll jump at you, throw her belt and pull it back, and swing her belt around her body. All those attacks can be difficult at first, but if you know the bell pattern, then you will be able to beat it. Hit her enough time and the second phase begins. Her bell ignites, thus becoming a lot stronger, with all of her attacks getting upgraded. Her jump attacks can make fire shockwaves that will have to jump over. Her bell combusts after being thrown, and his bell swing summons a fire ring that you need to avoid by being in the middle. She also has a new attack where she dashes at you while having 3 fire guided her up on the floor. After a certain amount of damage, the boss goes down, but not before exploding and trying to kill you if you're not expecting it. But if you manage to survive that attack, you will finally be able to get through in an amazing cutscene. The fight against the Phantom is by far the best boss in Act 1. Firstly, the whole Phantom of the Opera reference is amazing. Her playing the piano, her level being called the Organ Shot, her wearing a mask, to her level being under the Citadel. There is no way this is not a reference. Speaking of her boss theme, my god, this is amazing. A piano orchestra playing instead of the visual violin theme is amazing. And oh boy, the boss battle. She has a variety of attacks she does, like the thrust attack where she tries to stab you 3 times, throwing her needle either vertically or horizontally. She will even disappear and try to slam you in a light area that you need to be careful with. She also has a parry attack that will attack you in a fast slashing move, if you're not careful of course. This fight is a fun mix of fast patterns and fun but easy telegraph. It's really is a 1v1 fight, but if you're able to hit fast and at low health, you'll be locked in a 1v1 class with one button determines the outcome. But if you succeed, you'll able to find to reward one of the best cutscenes ever in gaming. I am Pyromaster 6745 and I hope you like my first ever ranking in this channel.